Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to go over how to set up Drippy in 2024, specifically going over 3 new features that are the Auth 2.0, spin tax, and variables, all right? So I'm super excited to share this with you. You're going to want to open up your favorite browser, and then you are going to want to hit the link below to go to Drippi.ai. Once we open up Drippy, you're gonna click either get started for free or sign in. For the sake of this video, we're gonna hit get started for free, and then it's gonna ask us to make an account. So we're just gonna do test.com, password. There we go. And now it's gonna ask us just for a couple basic questions so we can make your experience the best we can. We can say marketing, we can say Twitter. Next, now it's going to ask us to connect our account, and this is where things start getting interesting, and this is what the whole Auth v2 system is for, right? So now we can just hit add an account and it'll go through an API instead of going through a Chrome extension that was causing a bunch of issues. So once you hit add a new account, and then I'm going to show you how to upgrade to the Auth 2.0 if you're already a user. So you're just going to want to go ahead and add your username and hit next. It's going to ask for a password. There we go. And then once you put your password in, you will get a notification saying that there has been a new login to your account, but that is completely normal. And then you're going to be prompted with this screen right here. You can book a free one-on-one setup call with our team. This will link to Ricky's calendar. So you can have a call with Ricky. He is the coolest dude. So just book a call with him. Tell him I sent you over, and he will give you the white glove treatment. I also highly recommend you join the Telegram group right here. And then if you want more information on how to set up Drippy, I will refer back to this course a lot, and it's just a bunch of my videos going over how to set things up. All right, how to set things up. There's some stuff in offer creation, script writing, how to optimize your profile, etc., etc. You can find all these videos directly on Drippy or on the Drippy YouTube channel, and then also a bunch on this channel right here. All right, so now if you are already a user and you just want to upgrade to the Auth v 2.0, all you have to do is just go and hit your email right here and hit settings, and then you're gonna see all your accounts pop up, and then you will either see that it's connected or disconnected, and you will see a v 1.0, and this will be a different button. You just have to click this button to upgrade to v 2.0, and then you're just gonna go through the same thing. So basically just you need to plug in your username, your password, and then sometimes it will ask for a verification code as well. So just plug that in, and then you will be good to go. All right, so now let's get to finding some leads. Again, for a more detailed version on how to find leads, I highly recommend you watch this video right here. But for the sake of this video, we're also going to go over it, just not as much, just not super in depth like that video is. So we're going to go, again, we're going to go to find leads. We're going to do new lead source. Then we're going to go to lead scraper, and then we are going to do account source. Okay, so tweet source is basically any like lead magnets that you see on Twitter. So that's what you can scrape from this. And so it really depends on your, like how much volume you're trying to put out, because these usually don't have too many leads. So it really just depends on your niche. And I find that these tweet sources aren't always the highest quality. And so I tend to go with account source. So just hit account source, and then you want to open up your Twitter. And then let's go to my following. Let's see who I follow that we can scrape. So let's say Ryan would be a great example. So let's say I wanted to target other business owners, right? So I would go to someone like Ryan that works with a bunch of different businesses to help them with ops. Great guys, highly recommend you guys check him out. And then I would just take his link right there, and then I can paste his link. I can scrape the people that he's following and his followers. Then I can add it to a source, and then you can add as many sources as you'd like. As long as you have lead credits, then you will be able to add those lead sources in here. Then you just want to hit next. And then this is another really big thing that's changed, and not sure everyone knows about this. So bio contents, we used to have to write one by one. So we'd have to go in here and do CEO, and then add element, word, founder, owner, right, etc., and then hit add filter. But now what we can do is you can hit add element, and then you can quick paste. All right, and I'm going to show you how to do this real quick. So finding keywords is super key, and so this is how I do it. Again, go back to the other video. So go back to learn, So this video right here, the how to send 1,500 Twitter dark messages per day. So this video goes over, but again, if you don't want to watch this video, that video here is a super quick example. So say I wanted to reach out to Ryan, or people like Ryan. So he says, I quit my job automating. Okay, so people that automating is probably a good keyword. So I'm just going to open up Google Sheet and have automating. Let's see, companies is probably a good one. Companies, automate your business is probably a good one. He also has TEDx on there, or speaker might be a good one depending on your ICP. TEDx. And then what I usually do is I go to his following or the people that he follows and say, for example, say I want to reach out to Matthew, I would say revenue is probably a good word to go with. Revenue. And so basically you just want to go through and make sure your list would include anyone that you'd actually want to send out a message to. So let's see, emails, VSLs, funnels, so emails, right? And so you just go down this list, collecting as many keywords as you'd like or as you can. And then ideally you want to end up with a list of like 100 keywords. Again, depending on your volume and depending on what niche. And then all you have to do to import to Drippy by using the quick add. So if you enter a comma separated list of words, and so what we can do here, once we have like say 100, we can just go like that and just build 100. So now we have 100 keywords. Obviously they're just repeated, but what we can do now is we can just, and there's probably a better way to do this. I'm just not the best at Google Sheets, but this just works for me. So you can just do a comma and then scroll that all the way down. And then to put these together, you want to hit enter, then you want to do concat and then hit A1, comma, B1, enter, and then you can suggest the autofill, and then there you go. So now you have your 100 keywords separated by commas. So you want to hit enter, and then you want to delete the last comma, hit the check mark, and then there you go. You have your 100 keywords. And now for whatever reason doesn't let you add the filter, so just remove the last word and then just add it back in manually. So speaker, then add filter, and then there you go. Another super helpful tip is for you to click save. So now even if we delete it, we can just go to save filters, hit that, and then you have your 100 keywords. And so if you're setting up a bunch of different accounts, then you can just do that. So there we go. And then we just hit next. And now what we can do is we can give it a name. So I typically just do the account from which we are sending and the date. All right. And now we can actually go and start the automation. New stuff coming up. So super cool. This is where the new features keep coming in. So be sure to stay to watch this. So here we go. So we're just going to hit, either you hit that little thing that you saw, the little notification, or you can just go to automation, new automation, cold DMs 2.0, account date, and then select generator type. We want to go, this is where you select the lead source, but this is the lead source that we just created. All right. And then you want to click select generator type. So this is either you just want AI to generate a script for you, or you want to make your own, but you can add some AI to it, right? So for context, say we were doing outreach for Drippy. So we would do something along the lines of helping business owners source through mass scale DMs. And then for script, here's where things start getting interesting. So this is the whole syntax, all right? So syntax is just short for spinning syntax, which syntax is just how you place words in a sentence. So what we can do is we can do 2 brackets, and then we can do option 1, and then vertical line, option 2, vertical line, option 3, and then 2 brackets again. And now it's going to cycle through these at random. Okay. And then you can do like first name, right? So what this would look like in practice would be like, hey, the option 2 would be hello, option 3 would be hi. And so this is the format that you have to follow. It doesn't matter how many different options you have, as long as you have more than one, then it'll make sense. Because if you're just doing the one option, then just do the word. But for example, here we have Farouk. So we can hit generate, and then it's gonna say either hey, hello, or hi. Then it's gonna say Farouk, or so hey Farouk. There we go. So it did that. If we go to so that was for Farouk. So it right there went on to the second one. So now it says hello, first name. And so you get the point. That is pretty much how syntax works. And now we oh, that's me right there. That's kind of funny. So now we don't only have to go through, not only can we do that for the first line, but we can also do that for just the script in general. So we can do something like, hey, this isn't something I would send, go back to the video going over how to write scripts for this, but just for the sake of the example, like, hey, would you, if I could get you 100 meetings within 100 qualified meetings within the next 30 days, or you don't pay, would you take that offer? Right, there we go. And now, so we have that as a base script, and now we can start adding a bunch of spin tags, right? So if I could get you, would you like 100 qualified meetings, or you don't pay? And so that there wouldn't make too much sense. But if I could get you, we could change that to, if I could deliver 100 qualified meetings, we can do, if I could book your business 100 qualified meetings. We can change this as well, 100 to 120, 97, right? Keep qualified, and then we're gonna change 100 qualified demos, 100 qualified book your business, 100 qualified strategy calls or whatever, right? Within the next 30 days, within the next 30 days, we can do 4 weeks, or you don't pay, would you take that offer? Right, so this is the point, right? So you start off with like your base. If I could deliver, okay, yeah, there we go. I thought I messed it up. But yeah, so this is basically what spin tags would look like. You can add as much of it as you'd like. Honestly, the more spin tags you add, the better, just because it will reduce the amount of disconnections that you get from your account. Why? Because we will be sending out a different message to each and every single prospect, again, depending on the different combinations. So now if we hit generate, so hello, and then it couldn't take a name because it says Soul Army. If I get you 100 qualified meetings within the next 4 weeks, or you don't pay, would you take that offer? Right? So that's the magic of this. So if I could get you instead of if I could deliver, if I could book your business, then it took 100, and then it took qualified meetings, not demos, within the next, and then it took the second option here. So it said within the next 4 weeks, or you don't pay, would you take that offer? Right? So that is the beauty of spin test. And if we do it again, who does another one? Because now it's saying demos, right? And you say qualified meetings. So now let's do it for Peter, and it's gonna do another one. Hi Peter, if I could book your business 97 qualified strategy calls within the next 4 weeks, or you don't pay, would you take that offer? Right? So this is what I mean. So it'll cycle through like however many options you'd like to have, which is super, super powerful, and something that not any other tool can do on Twitter. And so super, super key that you check this out. And again, before you start sending messages, just hit generate to make sure you have it set up correctly. The setup is just 2 brackets, no space, option 1, and then the vertical line, option 2, vertical line, option 3, vertical line, option 4, 5, 6, whatever it is, brackets, and then you can go into whatever. There's no spaces right next to the vertical line, but you can have spaces within options, right? So right here, so I have, if I could get you, right? And then there's spaces because it's just a sentence or part of a sentence, and then there's a vertical line, but there's no space between the you at the end of you and then the and before the I in if, right? So you just want to make sure you have everything super, super squared away with the right format, so that you're not sending like weird messages. Because if you make a mistake here, you'd be sending like really, really weird messages, and people would know that it's obviously automated, and that is like the worst thing that can happen. All right, so just before you're actually sending, just hit generate, and then you will be good to go. For settings here, I highly recommend, if you're not using AI, just take that all the way down, because if not, it'll use up more credits. And then I always do split messages, so that this is what the prospect sees as the, so if you hit generate again, it's gonna do this as the first name, or as the first message, and then this is actually the preview that they're gonna see, which is what we want. So yeah, you don't want the preview to be like, hey Peter, because then that's super like like they know you're just going to be pitching them. I'd rather them see like, hey, 100 qualified meetings, right? Even if they can't see within the next 30 days or you don't pay, see 100 qualified meetings, and that's something that they'd be interested in, then they're gonna click on the message. Speaking about 100 qualified meetings, if you want 100 qualified meetings within the next 30 days or you don't pay, click the link below to book a done for you call with me, and then we can get you sorted with 100 Twitter accounts and book you over 100 meetings or you don't pay. All right, so after we are done with the message, now we can hit next, and now we can add a bunch of variants, right? So you want to hit add a variance, and now not only can we do a bunch of different like spin tags within the message, but then we can add different variants as well, so that not only will the messages vary within the same message because of the spin tags, but then you can also send different messages. And if you don't have any ideas in terms of what variants, you can generate new ideas right here with ChatGPT. Sometimes it takes a little while. All right, so it's taking a little bit to load, but you get the, okay, there we go. So now what we can do is we can add these, right? And so it's gonna give us a bunch of different variants of the same thing without the spin tags, but it's just basically gives us different variations that you can, I kind of like using these as like a 50% of the way there option, and then I go in and change these up. But what you can also do is say if you have like 5 different scripts, and you can plug in your 5 different scripts, and then you're going to be cycling through those 5 different scripts, which is super key, so that literally no 2 messages will be the same from the one account, right? So that's super key. Highly recommend you add all the, like as many variants as you'd like. Again, we recommend at least 5 variants. So right now we have 3, 4, 5. And then I would recommend you went above and beyond and then made 5 different scripts, right? And then you can test to see which one's working the best, which one's getting the most replies, which one's getting the most bookings, which one's actually going through and getting the most sales. And so yeah, that is what I recommend you did here with variants. And then we hit next. Follow-ups, you can add as many follow-ups as you'd like. I typically just do the two follow-ups, and then let's just, for the sake of this video, let's do skip for now, but I do 2 follow-ups, 3 days between each follow-up. I just do 3 days and then another follow-up 3 days later. And then here, super key that you don't use any variables, okay? So there's no variables, there's no spin tags and follow-ups, so don't do them because it will just show up as like first name, how are you doing, or whatever it is. So don't do like the brackets, don't do any spin tags, don't do any variables, right? Don't do this, do not do this. So just do, I would honestly just for the follow-ups, either do, just do something that is really good within the first kind of like 15 to 30 characters, because that's what people will be seeing through the preview. So we can do like want 100 calls booked in 30 days, or sure you don't want 100 calls booked. Let me know this got XYZ client 128K in their first 30 days with us. And so you just want them to open up the message, and then you can add more stuff down here so that they actually reply to you. But you just want to like pique their curiosity so that they open it up. You obviously need everything you say to be true. But yeah, that's kind of the idea with follow-ups. And then if we hit skip, again, just add the follow-ups that you like. You give the automation the same name, so it's going to be account name. That's what I do, just to keep everything super formatted the same, because it's just when you're handling a bunch of accounts, it's kind of hard to keep track if you don't do it all the same. Account name, and then I do the date of when we are starting. To start off, I start off with 6 messages per hour. I always do skip previously contacted. I prevent cross-account duplicates. Super important if you're running multiple accounts within the same Drippy account. AI language check, again, just depends on your ICP, but I typically just do English. So if you're only reaching out to English speakers, then just do the English one. Activity check, I typically just keep it at 30, but it depends on the ICP. So for example, I don't know if you were reaching out to, I don't know, like ghostwriters, right? So ghostwriters are typically really active on Twitter because that is literally what they sell. So you can have that like way down to 7, because if a ghostwriter isn't posting like every day, then I don't know if you want them as a ghostwriter. But yeah, that is pretty much it in terms of the settings, another really important one is AI location check. So you want to do either include or exclude locations, and you can either include or exclude unknown depending on what you select here. And so what I do here is, say for example, you only wanted to reach out to business owners in the US. So I would find the US, United States. I would scroll all the way down. I don't know why it's not letting me. So there we go, all the way to the bottom, United States, or if it's US and UK, then I would do that. And then there you go. You are all ready to go. You have set up your automation. You have found leads. You found keywords. You used spin tags for the first time. You upgraded to Auth V 2.0. Now we have a bunch of variables. We have our follow-ups. Now we are sending our messages. And now, last thing that you have to do is just hit start automation, and then you are good to go. All right, so that is pretty much it. If you want me to book 100 meetings for you, if you want the Drippy team to book 100 meetings for you by running 100 Twitter accounts, sending messages directly to your ICP, completely done for you. Just click the link below. Drippy done for you service. We will book you 100 calls or you don't pay. And so yeah, that is pretty much it. Please let me know if you have any questions. Appreciate you a ton, and we'll see you very soon. Peace.